Hi. For this assignment, I decided to watch the Killing Us Softly 4 Advertising's Image of Women. So the whole video is a lecture by Jean Kilbourne, and it's called Killing Us Softly 4 because there have been 3 previously made before it because, as Jean says throughout at the beginning of the lecture, that she feels she needed to make another Killing Us Softly because advertising's depiction of women hasn't gotten any better and has actually progressively gotten worse. And so the entire lecture just it goes through various ways that advertising depicts women and how it can lead to harmful consequences. So one of the first things they talk about is beauty ideals in advertising. So not surprisingly, the beauty ideal is very thin, very white, and just very narrow. It's a very narrow definition of beauty. And so she goes on to discuss how this can have harmful consequences on women and on young girls and even on men who view these ideals as the bare minimum standard when looking for a partner. And so another thing that she touches on is how this advertising can also lead to violence against women. So when women become objectified and get turned literally into objects, and for example in the video, they show a woman as a beer bottle. Her body is in the silhouette of a beer bottle, and she talks about how objectification is the first step in dehumanization and the first step in justifying violence against a person. So these ads are harmful not only in the psyche and perception of women and how they view themselves, but also in how society views violence against women. They also talk about how ads can even eroticize violence against women and view domestic abuse as romantic and normalized. And so getting some of the basic summaries out of the way, I think in general, advertising does not do much for citizenship, obviously. And one of the main things I wanted to look at and talk about is the epistemology approach. And so also any lecture that I'm referencing comes from the Concepts and Definitions lecture. And so because epistemology is how and why you think the way you do, typically, as stated in lecture, you want to base your beliefs in evidence and not just how you feel. And so good citizenship comes from basing your behavior on evidence, but these ads rely on people basing their perceptions and the reality of the world in these advertisements. So if people see beautiful women and they see them as objects, then they believe that in reality women can be and maybe even should be treated as objects. The lecture also discusses how citizenship should include maximum autonomy of the individual without infringing on others' autonomy. And so I would argue that these advertisements and harmful depictions of women kind of prevent them from being autonomous because they are not able to create their own depictions and perceptions of themselves. There's a lot more I wanted to get into, but for time's sake, that's kind of all I have for now. Thanks for listening if you did. Bye.